Hello! Welcome to the second iteration of An Amateur Complains About. I'm Andrew. Today we're gonna come back to Celeste because I wanted to talk about another one of the levels in this game that I have probably most fresh in my memory. So here we go. Today we're going to be heading to Celestial Resort, the third level of the game. I'm thinking of putting these two levels together, so this will be the last full level review thing I do for a while because I haven't really learned this one yet. I know what to do, I just haven't memorized it, haven't done too many runs, and these two, not even close, so this might be it for a few weeks, but, or at least for Celeste. But without further ado, let's get into it. So this is the first screen. Usually you just hyper. It's pretty easy for as far as first screens go. As far as first screens go, it's pretty harmless until you get here. That bit right there was easy. You can pretty much, once you learn it once, even if you mess up, just improv. This bit is much harder immediately. This level is much harder, I'd say, than the one that comes after it, which is a little bit weird, but sure. So here you do a hyper into upright, and what we want to do is we want to be able to dash upright before the screen changes, so I have another upright dash with momentum so I can reach this key. But it's actually pretty hard to get everything in, so this is like the first big reset spot. See, I didn't actually make it because I dashed too early. I didn't have enough momentum. So there, I made it. And then you just go here, you wait for the door, or you dash into the door because you're bad. But luckily I didn't. This is just a skip cutscene. So here we dash. I started to describe. You do this. It's one of the rare moments where you get a berry in the run. Let's see if I can get myself like go back. Yeah. So this one you can refresh. So you do a hyper here, just so you have momentum. And it's just the easiest setup is to just do a normal hyper and land right here. No like bunny hopping business or anything, just a hyper. And then it's this. This is a pretty fun room. It looks kind of hard, but it's actually really easy once you get the pattern down. You just have to execute it. If you mess up, obviously you're screwed because it cycles off. Yeah, if you come in and like you bonk your head and try to do it late, you're gonna die. I didn't get to try that time, but if you try to do this late at all, you have any hiccups, you're just gonna die. You basically have to go super slow and wait individually. There's not really a backup strat. But if you mess this up, it's so early in the run, might as well be a reset if you're doing individual level. Like if you wait too long for anything. So it just kind of comes down to how well can you memorize the room. You just have to do it right. So let's do it right again. That. This room, you just do a wall bounce and then fall. If you go too low on this dash and miss the crystal, that's super annoying because you have to go up. And sometimes this little dust guy gets in your way, which is really annoying. Then you do wall bounces. You don't have to reset your dash, but you totally can on this platform and then wall bounce up. Just do this room as fast as possible. I messed up, got behind, so I was punished for it. But yeah, this room is pretty easy. Just do the room. This last bit right here, there's a couple different ways to do it. I've seen people go all the way down and dash upright like that. I prefer to dash down right to get to the key and then dash up. But most of the time, what I end up doing is dashing straight into this wall and having to fall like that. You see, that's great when that happens because it's actually the slowest method by a long way. So of course I do it all the time. But yeah, you want to dash down right or wait till you're out right here and then dash up right and get over it. Here you just want to spend as little time on these platforms as you can and get down, get that crystal so you can make it here. Dash. This is a wave dash, an extended hyper actually. It goes all the way to the other end of the room. You can either finish it off with an upright dash or a faster side dash. However, the side dash is much riskier. Most of the time you end up dying to that little guy below me or ending up right here, which it makes it slower. So I usually just stay safe and go with an upright. Then you have to talk to Oshiro, but we don't actually talk to Oshiro. He's a loser. So this room, you hyper into it after the conversation with Oshiro, and you just kind of fall off this platform and dash upright. It really looks like you're gonna hit the dust bunnies, but you don't. You can dash into here, wave dash maybe off of this just for a little extra speed, and then upright through here, wall bounce. This room that I'm about to go into has a fast way, but I don't do it. I just go like this, or I don't go like that actually. You start slow, jump, jump, and then you hyper and wall dash up. No hard rooms yet. These rooms are all pretty easy, pretty trivial. This room is another good one. You wave dash and then straight dash, and then extended hyper here, and then I prefer to go above this. Oh, that was bad. I prefer to go above this and then end up down here. For some reason, I see people going snaking back like this so they can have momentum, but momentum doesn't matter for this next room because you hit the spring immediately anyway. This room is really slow the way I do it, so it's not very fun at all. It's just like a get the keys, enjoy, play it casually basically. It's pretty boring. This room would be boring, except there's one pretty cool dash you can do. That is just a pretty easy, pretty cool dash. So there's a key in this next room, and what happens a lot of the time is I'll do a big dash into here so I can be fast, and I'll go over the key. And guess what happens if you go over the key? Don't notice you missed it, and then dash up right here and get above this one-way platform. You reset. That's what happens. It's one of my least favorite resets. You have to make sure you pick up this key. So probably go with quite a small dash. You can't bunny hop either. If you bunny hop, you'll go over the key. So you kind of just have to let Madeline fall, or you can just go ahead and down dash and bunny off. Dash up here, or upright dash if you're fast. If you're really fast, you just go down here. This is a timing thing. You just wait for the key and then. Oh, that was really bad. That was really bad. Essentially, you wait. It just so happens that if you fall down and get the key immediately, there's a certain pattern that looks something like this. Just go like that. Don't die in this room. Talk to Oshiro in the room. Huge mess. This is huge mess. There are a million ways to traverse huge mess. I probably go the slowest out of the entire million. I essentially improvise my way. The beginning I have down. It's just a jump, upright, climb, wall bounce, jump, upright, like that. Then you gotta go through this gap. You get up here, like a diag, and then I end up here always because you just go into this wall. So you can either go this way or this way. I go down, just dash down to go faster. Basically, I don't have any cool tech. I just go in this room. That's a wall bounce, but I failed it. Go off that block. Essentially, this is just annoying. Like, this whole room is just really annoying. Like, for no reason. They just did it because they thought it would be cool, I guess. I don't know. But it's definitely challenging to go fast, and you just kind of have to go with what you feel is right. This room, I kind of just have to do. As soon as you enter, you go down here. Oh, I failed. But essentially, it's like that. I basically did it. Obviously, I have a wall here, so I can't show you, but when you enter the room, that guy on the far right is going to be going to the right, so you can just kind of go. Obviously, you have a little bit more momentum, and you just kind of have to jump around to end up down here. This room, you just have to go fast to meet the cycles, and then you fall down. This room, you down dash, and then you do that. Notice that down right dash I did on the far right books. 99% of the time, instead of doing the down dash so I can wave dash and get over, I just dash straight, which is stupid, and just puts me straight into the buddy. Here, I'm gonna reload this room. So I just do this a lot. Oh, so many times I do that. It's really annoying. But yeah, you just have to do that. It's a pretty fun room, honestly. This room is a wall bounce. I line it up right here. I don't really have a lineup for it, and you just kind of go. Again, I'm not good at this one. I'm actually quite bad at it. It's like that. It's real weird for me. Oh, it's a nightmare. This is just a wall jump section, and then we get to these. So what you have to do for these is you have these blue things with items inside. Is you have to dash into them. Usually you dash up to them and then dash down to break them. But it's actually really annoying to get on top of them. 99% of the time when you get into this room, you either do that, you basically always end up above it or on its side. It's actually really deceptively hard to just end up on top of it. And then also for some reason my muscle memory is whenever I get on top to jump, which doesn't do anything, you just want to dash down with that. Also, there's no visual cue that I'm aware of when you can move after you hit these. There's no visual cue when you can move after you dash down into them. So you just kind of have to like see when you can move. So usually I'll tap forwards before I actually start initiating my movement. So you just kind of go back up, and then it's back to the mess. It's a little easier now. But yeah, it's still quite annoying. Some precise jumps here and there, but mostly just getting over bugs. Here's one of the worst sections. It's just none of these rooms are very fun. This room is just getting this hyper, and then getting another one, and then climbing up. This is just falling and hypering again. Like, there's nothing to it. You just go and pretend the bunnies aren't there. And if you mess up, you have to go super slow or reset. Here you dash up. This room basically has no tech. You just go where the bunnies aren't, and then you end up here. This room basically has no tech except for that one wall bounce. It's just dodging bunnies. This next room, you want to come in with momentum, but also a dash, so you can skip the right half and then go over and then just fall straight down here because you don't need to worry about dodging if you line it up. This room is mediocre at best. Then you get back to one of these. This one's even worse than the other one because you have less room, so you have to do a slower dash to begin with. And this lip right here, you'll see what I mean. This lip is problematic. So first you hit it, and you don't know when you can move, but then you have to get out of here. And obviously, your first idea is going to be to hyper, because that's the fastest way of moving from start. So you hyper, and you hit this wall. You hit this dang wall, and then you jump back off the wall, and you're back over here. So yeah, this hyper is no good. You actually have to super and then hyper to get down. Then you fall. Then you talk to Oshiro. And now we have to do another one of these sections. This one is cool except for one room, which I just hate. I don't know why I hate it so much, but I do. Talk to Theo. So this room right here, casually speaking, it's one of the hardest rooms in the level, but there's a really good speedrun strat for it, and it's pretty easy. So I'll explain it completely because even I feel like this is just something good to know. I wish I had known this on my casual playthrough. So what you want to do is hyper off this corner right here. You hyper off of here. It doesn't matter if you get your dash back or not. When you enter this room, it will be given back. Then when you get to the first guy who's moving up and down, you want to do a straight dash in order to get to the middle platform. Just a straight right dash. And then as soon as you touch the ground, do just a hyper that it can be extended. Again, it doesn't really matter. You won't be using the dash. Just an extended hyper or a normal hyper to get to the end. Make sure you give yourself enough jump to make it over the second pit. And then to show you, it looks like this. And I don't know if that looked hard or not, but it's actually pretty dang easy once you get done. And honestly, this room is pretty hard to do. If you're like these guys, what the heck? It's hard to get through them if you don't do that, so I highly recommend learning how to do that. This room, essentially you just climb up, and then I'm pretty slow, so you have to wait for the first guy to go back up, and then you make sure you don't hit the guys on the edge. We don't care about wing strawberries, so I'm just doing any percent stuff. Then you either land here or up here. If you land here, that sucks. You just gotta kind of get up here. If you land up here, just dash straight. This next room, you just walk. And then you fall, and then you jump off the water because I'm really lighter than water. If you don't remember to do this room and wait to walk, that guy on the left is annoying. But as long as you remember to walk and then fast fall, he's fine. And then if you walk and fast fall, all you have to do is a dash jump, and then jump over the guy in the middle, and then jump on the water on the left side, and then jump up. This aim is annoying at first. These two guys on the left and right, sometimes if you're not careful, you'll hit one of them. Like if you went up here, you'd hit him, and up here, you'd hit him. So once you get up here, though, it's fine, and then you just go down. I hate this room. I don't know why I hate this room, but I hate this room. It's probably because the strat I do is bad, but this room sucks. It just feels so slow. It looks like this. You dash, dash, wait for this guy to go up, dash up, and then dash off this. But if you noticed, there were 2 points in this one room where I was waiting for cycles. First, I waited for that bottom guy on the books, on the towels on the right side. I waited for him to go back up so I could go, and then once I climbed up the towels, I waited for that top guy so I could get on top to hyper down to where I am now. 2 times you have to wait. It feels so agonizingly slow, but if you go any faster with the strats I use, you die. So there's nothing you can do about it. But luckily, after you finish this room, you get the final one of these. It's just an up dash, jump, and down. Once you're done, this is a hyper. Luckily, you actually missing it well. The hyper works just fine, and you get up just fine. Then you wall jump to get up, get all the way up. Then you can get the peak 08 up here. That's where the peak 08 is. I said I was just doing 80%, but peak 08's over here. Look at that. And then here's some water. If there's something cool you can do on the water, I'm not aware of it. I just jump. Oh, that was super bad. Just hyper and then jump and dash up like that, and then hyper into the 6th room, jump, diagonal dash up, and then get the key. Luckily, the egregious huge mess is gone, so you can just kind of go around, open this door, talk to go up, go right. Elevator scene, you just kind of have to go. If you miss, it's annoying, so don't. Madeline's, if you wall bounce at the bottom, Madeline's stamina will run out once you're at the top, so you can climb as much as you want. Once you get to the top, I usually come over here so I can dash. Honestly, you can probably just do that. The wall flies off, so. This room's pretty good, actually. I really enjoy it. It looks like you're going to die a lot, and it looks like there's no way you can make it, but you do. Essentially, we basically only dash upright. Or up left, only up left. You go up left, up left, up left, up left, over and over again, and it just works. Up left, up left. Oh man, I dashed one too many times. You have to keep track. You just have to have your dash back. And then you barely grab onto this block as it starts moving down. But yeah, this room is just going up left over and over again. Now this room can be hard, but it can also be very fun. I'll just kind of show it to you. As I talk. There's a couple different strats you can do in it. Oh boy. This hyper can actually be pretty hard. This hyper bunny hop thing. Especially if you want to go for a up left dash instead of a straight up, you have to get crazy timing there. So I just go. Oh man. I just do an up dash, and then you can dash jump here. Actually, wait. Can you dash jump there? You could probably dash jump and up left here. Let's try it. Let's practice a little bit. Yeah, you can dash jump and dash up right there. But I prefer. That's gonna cause a lot of death, so I just do this. Then I just dash here, and then you can either just go do this part normally, or you can get a wall bounce off of that first platform like this to get up here, and then do a wall bounce and just go up here. You'd think that you'd want to wall bounce off of these last 2 walls, or at least one of them, but honestly I die a lot doing that. It's like deceptively hard, so I recommend avoiding wall bouncing off those last 2. Just go to this one. This room is just a bunch of wall bounces. Pretty easy. Here we have a cutscene. So here is the demo dash. It's probably the hardest trick in this level. It's pixel perfect, I think. It's close to. Essentially in Celeste, when you dash, notice that Celeste, there's this white line that goes behind Madeline when she dashes. this is essentially the center of her hitbox when she's dashing. Her hitbox when she dashes, it's extremely small. In fact, it's enough to fit. It's like maybe 3 pixels. It's very small. But notice the white line is about in the middle. Well, if we hold down just before we dash, the line actually moves. Oh, oops. The line actually moves to the bottom. And we don't want to do a downright dash, but if we do it right, the line will move to the bottom. So here's a normal, and then, yeah, see? So the line goes down, and that means that Madeline's hitbox was actually a little more downwards, I think. Oh, no, crap. Oh, man, I just said that completely wrong. So, when Madeline does a dash, you notice that white line is behind her. And when she does a dash, her hitbox is, it's not super big, but it's definitely not big enough to go through these spikes over here. But Madeline can also do a crouching dash. And the crouching dash is actually even shorter than the sprite for crouching Madeline. It's very small. But you can also do a mid-air crouching dash. And that's called a demo dash, I believe. Maybe the demo dash is actually when you use it to go through spikes. Something like that. Well, essentially, we were going to do a mid-air crouching dash. So what you have to do is jump up and then hold down while you're in the air. And then dash. But you don't want to dash down, you want to dash right. So you'll notice there's actually a visual cue when you get it. When you do a normal dash, there's a white line that appears behind Madeline. And it appears about halfway up her sprite. There we go. If you do a crouching dash, that line will appear near her feet. And like the blue after shadow that occurs, it will appear by her feet. There we go, I got it again. So unfortunately, the control I'm using right now, the D-pad is kind of broken. It's like right now I'm inputting right on the D-pad, and it's being real weird. Like this is me holding down. So I'm trying to use, I usually use analog, but I usually switch to D-pad for this trick because it's more precise. But yeah, there we go. So that's what you want. So this trick is really hard to do, in my opinion. For me at least. So there's a way to make it much easier, because if you don't, the respawn where I am right now, if I die trying to do this trick, I will respawn all the way back there, But if I go down here and then come back up, my respawn will be set to about, I think, right here. So if I die, you can see, yeah, I'm right here. So that's the first thing I do when I get here, is I set my respawn. But then you go on this wall, and here's a little rundown of how to do the dash. So you'll notice that there are dark brown and black lines on the interior of the wall Madeline is next to. So what you'll do is you line up the pixel, like the yellow pixel on her shoe, with that black line. That's the starting point. And then you do a full jump, just a full jump. And this is kind of play it by eye, but you tap left to the point to where you're above, and then you do one of those crouching dashes, and you will go through the spikes. So let's see if I can get it. This is called the demo dash, or it's a demo dash. There's also a full-length video, like there's like a 5-minute long video that explains different types of fails at this part. So yeah, there we go, we got it. So yeah, the demo dash is quite hard, and if you hit like a dying streak on it, it can be very annoying. But it's a pretty cool trick to look at, so I actually don't mind it. It's like you could say it's the staple of level 3 speedrunning wise. It's like the major choke point. So yeah, once you get it and you come over the shock from getting it, first of all, don't run it back into this, that would suck. You dash over. And I gotta refresh the room. This room, I do very slowly. I just take it basically how you would casually, because it's any going faster is really precise in my opinion in this room, and it's so long, so I usually just play it normally. Now we get to the Oshiro boss fight, and this is probably the most annoying part of the level. First you just get that cutscene. So Oshiro comes after you like the Seekers in level 6. This little boss boy comes after quite regularly, but honestly he's not the annoying part about this final bit. The annoying part is just the level itself. I think that the design is not very good. this is the first kind of trick. We stay up here and get this momentum so we can just hyper like this. This room again, you just kind of go. Don't let him catch you. This room, I stay here for a minute so that he goes up there so then I can do this. Because if you go as fast as you can, he will be down here and it will kill you. So you wait here for a second so that he's up there. And then you go. And then the rest of this room is fine. These rooms are the precursor. This room you basically do casually. Just sometimes you can bounce off his head. And so this room is the most fun of the Oshiro boss fight rooms. It starts with a bunny hop to get over that first spring, and if you do that successfully, Oshiro is completely out of sync, where like the devs made the level to expect him to be, so he's basically not a threat anymore. And you just play the room like that, and then he will basically be out of sync. The rest of the room, you can just kind of play it. That room's easy. That's a good room. This room is weird. It's just a long thing, and if you play it right, he doesn't even... I played that wrong, but if you play it right, he doesn't even get you. Anyway, when I said that this boss was annoying, it's basically because of this room. This is the last room of the level, and it is the hardest room. Sans the demo dash room, maybe. It is quite hard. I don't even try the intercycle because you can't restart it. I usually just immediately die to start the death cycle. It's not that bad, but it's still pretty dang annoying. So usually you just kind of have to go and trust that your cycles are good. So this jump right here over this gap, since a bunch of the hypers that you do before this point are very short hypers, you want to basically go as low as possible, except for the one right before you get here. That's a longer hyper. I, for some reason, barely jump over this gap. I crazy underestimate this gap for some reason. It's a really easy jump. It's just a normal jump, but I go in it like that. So I don't know why I do that. Just things, I guess. Yeah. I don't know why I underestimate it, but I do. The rest of this is bad. Sometimes I die to that dust bunny, and if you die to that dust bunny, that's like the worst thing ever. I hope you guys are loving the sound of Oshiro. He's not annoying at all. He's completely not annoying. He's annoying me. My annoyance meter is at 0. I am not annoyed by Oshiro. And then you complete the level. That's the end. 32 minutes, a pretty good time if you ask me. Okay, so I didn't do this in the last one, but I think I want to do it in this one. I'm just kind of going to do like a run through. Oh boy, that's a slow strat right there, like a backup. Starting with a backup sounds perfect. Sounds like my kind of run. Yeah, hopefully I could show you some of the stuff I was talking about. I'll probably put on some music. Hey, put on music. There you go. You like the music? I hope you like the music, because if you don't, you should probably stop watching the video. But yeah, here we go. Let's play some Celeste. Oh boy. Taking this one slow. Oh, what the heck? I actually don't usually die in this room, but whatever. Oh, it sucks to die in rooms like this because they're so slow. It feels really punishing, especially a room like that that's so small. It's like, really? I have to go all the way around here. Oh, that was a great dash. Oh. You see what I mean? I meant earlier by that. You can kind of do that. Sometimes you have a dash after as well. That you can just kind of use. A huge mess is annoying to navigate. actually think I'm gonna PB or anything here, because even if I have a good run, when I get to the demo dash, since I don't have my D-pad available, it's probably gonna take me a while. So yeah, I have that to look forward to. Oh, what the heck? How'd I end up there? Whoa! Lightning outside, look at that. You guys can't see that, but it's just lightninged. That was the backup. There you go, maybe you can hear the thunder, I don't know. Yeah, that was the backup I did earlier. For that. See, when I'm being you end up on the side of that thing. That's pretty annoying. Especially when you're in a groove, it just takes you right out. Wait, where am I going? What the heck is going on? What did I just do? What the heck? I just... help. Help me. That was really weird. I actually don't know what that sound effect is that plays when you go through there. The wall bounce up there. But whatever. Again, it's not like it will get anywhere just once I get to the demo dash. It's all gonna fall apart. That's another way you can do that room. I'm just gonna do that. It's about going fast. It's not really about the specific inputs you make on that room. So on some rooms, it's smart to reset the entry cycle. On other rooms, it's just smart to die and know the death cycle. Like that room, I don't know the death cycle. I don't know if there is one. See, that's what I mean. You don't want to wait for that guy, but you have to. Luckily on the death cycle, there's much less waiting involved. But you did die, so it's way more time lost. I didn't get my dash back there. That was weird. Time. Oh, never mind. Death cycle on this room I actually know, which is pretty sad that I know that. Since I died on that room enough, but there's a couple extra wall bounces you can do. Oh, okay, okay. Look at me go. First try. Okay, well, it's sad that I didn't care about this run. Trick is actually easy. I was lying to you guys earlier. It's actually a really easy trick. It's not hard at all. It's like you have like a million windows or frames to do it, and there's like you don't have to worry about the pixels. It's actually really easy. You know why people make a big deal out of it sometimes. Oh. Backup shot for this room. Actually, I very rarely die in that room. That was weird. But we take those. Aww. Okay, last room time. I'm doing a different strat than I did earlier, whatever. Hopefully I don't die. There's the dreadful jump that I die on sometimes. It's also better, oh boy, it's good to try and not get super close to Ochro because it slows you down and the timer doesn't stop, so. Anyway, a 633. for a demo. That's actually pretty good because I got the demo dash on the first try. But whatever. That was Celestial Resort. This is my least favorite level of the 7 you do in any percent by far. It's just not as fun as the rest. So it's number 7. There you go. Not to say that I don't like it. I didn't like it when I played it casually, but now that I know the route, it's much more fun. It's just still not everything I would want it to be. It's okay. It's enjoyable. It's not fun, super, but it's relatively enjoyable. That's my review of Celestial Resort. Yeah, anyways, I hope you don't have nightmares of dust bunnies in your sleep. See ya.